Harriet, negative talk. What strikes you as sort of a prevalent chatter that comes across the wavelengths for you when you're working with an executive?
Well, for most, I would say that whether they are laid off or they've chosen to leave, it's something that's been happening for a while. It's not a total shock. Either a new CEO has come in, brought in a new team, or the PE company has decided to go in a different direction. They've seen it coming, and sometimes we'll get individuals who see it coming and think they better be ready just in case. Or if a new position is offered in the new company after an acquisition, they then have choices whether to take it or not, or take the severance package at that point and then move on. So it's those that who are not prepared that seem to be stuck, and they start thinking about woulda, coulda, shoulda sorts of scenarios. They wish they'd seen that coming. They wish they'd paid more attention. They watched their peers leave. They didn't think it was going to happen to them. So sometimes that anger turns inward, or they're still very angry at their other company. And that comes out in interviews. I mean, they really need to process that, think through it, because it can impact obviously how they see themselves, but sometimes it can come across during an interview, either how they present themselves or how they answer the question, why did you leave?
Right.
And they don't need to go into what happened the last 5 years or 6 months or whatever. As Sandra said, the longevity of an executive in a company, one company for a long time, that's not common anymore. And so interviewers know about change in strategic direction, change of ownership, change of strategy, change of product. I could go on and on. That sometimes coupled in a very brief sentence or two is enough to be said. Because the other thing you don't want to do, obviously, is openly badmouth the other organization or individuals, because I'm sitting here as an interviewer thinking, wow, is that the kind of person you are? Would you do that to us if you left us? Sadly, when companies have reorganizations or let people go, they don't think about the implication of their broader public relations, if you will, on the marketplace or on the employee that's losing the job. I mean, they're going to go and talk to friends, family, etc. And so that company's reputation of how they handle that is also very important. So, and quite frankly, sometimes we've had individuals who I've recommended, because we don't do this work personally, but work with an attorney or a reputation management strategy kind of company, because, have you ever Googled yourself, sort of what's out there about you? And we've had those where there's been press or law cases in some case where there's a legitimate story of their role, but it's still out there about their ex company. So sometimes
Oh,
it gets very complicated and you have to sort through the tentacles of what could get in the way.